thank everyone for being here, supporters, fellow staff members. A special thanks to Ms. Z. Loby, who is very instrumental in helping me to get a scholarship. My academic advisor, Ashley Hoyt. I burden her with emails. And thank my son is also here as well, so I just want to give Jeremiah a special thanks. Mr. Fishman, who I've had the opportunity to meet this evening, I really appreciate all the work that you have done. This is not going to go in vain.
Thank you. Better not.
With a piece of tape in my mouth and my hands carefully aligning the final end of the poster, I strategically positioned myself on my bed for what was to be my final step in my project. I had just come from a college fair at a local Hilton hotel. Many schools were there. Some I have heard from before, and others I only heard the day of the event. It was a nice evening. I also worked at a grocery store on evenings after school since the age of 14. But that day I took a day off. I felt good being around fellow students who were looking to advance their education, and that brought by itself within me a fire to do better for myself. At both school and work, I loved interacting with people. But this is not what I wanted to do my entire life. I wanted more. I wanted to do better. However, in a state of irony, the fire that was now burning due to my attendance at the event was soon quenched by the deluge of the reality that was now before me. I stepped up of my bed and I looked up at the poster. Florida State University tuition section. I began calculating the exchange rate, Trinidad dollars to US dollars. This made matters even worse. The flame was now an amber, barely alive, but enough to keep the fire burning. My mother came into the room and asked what I was doing, and all I remember telling her was, I may not be able to go to college today, but one day I will go to college. This was 1999, and my thoughts of going to college was not about my ability or inability to succeed. It was not about where I would go or the new environment I would be in. It centered around one thing, and that was finances. How will I be able to pay for this? Fast forward many years later, I migrated to the US, and I got my start at the Borough of Manhattan Community College. There I excelled in my studies. I worked while I went to school. It felt mostly like I was just working to pay for school, but I had other obligations as well. I worked 11 hours a day, 6 days a week. I paid for school out of pocket. Some semesters I could do 2 classes, maybe 3, some only 1. Some I would register, but then unfortunately have to drop the classes because I could not afford to keep up with the payments for the entire semester. But inch by inch, I chipped away and eventually graduated from BMCC and realized that although daunting the task may seem, getting a higher level education is doable with enough persistence. However, days I would sit and dream about how nice it would be able to go to school and not worrying about how I was going to fund this endeavor. My journey from BMCC took me here to SPS, where I was greeted with the most wonderful faculty and group of students that I've ever met. Within a year of being here, I was introduced by a staff member, Ms. Z. Loby, about the A scholarship. I applied and I prayed. They say you have to envision something before you attain it. I would sit on a train and imagine how nice it would be to be in a position and not have to worry about my tuition. The dream soon became a reality in June of this year, and I am now a proud recipient of the ACE scholarship. I do not take this lightly, nor do I take this opportunity for granted. I have come from a very humble beginnings, and the opportunity that this scholarship has awarded me is amazing. Not only has it awarded me a more financially stressless journey to my degree, but it has also helped to give my family some pride. My mother and father were together 50 years before my dad passed away due to cancer in December of 2015. They were never able to complete high school. Before his passing, I asked my dad if there was anything he wanted to say to get off of his chest, so to speak. Surprisingly, he said he wished he could live a little longer to see me finish school. The AMBO, when I was just 17 years old, was now a burning fire again, that coupled with the A scholarship, and it is due to these two things is why I stand here before you today. This degree, which I'll be obtaining next year of May, is for him, and it's because of the A scholarship. My master's degree will be for me, and I can talk about my master's degree because the A scholarship has brought me almost to the end of this chapter, so I can start the next. I truly thank the staff for all the hard work and determination they put into us as students. Your labor is not going in vain, for each of us who leave here carries the baton of leadership and excellence that you have instilled in all of us. I thank you, the donor, Mr. Fishman. Because of your generosity and vision, I am now able to achieve my vision and hopefully in turn one day extend the same generosity to others. I say thank you also on behalf of all the other scholars here, for we all each have a story to tell. And it's moments like these where all the hard work and late nights suddenly make sense. Faith is something that would make anyone take the first step towards danger or any dream. Faith will see you through the difficulties of it all, and faith will help you to make it through the end. Thank you, staff of CUNY SPS, for having faith in me and in us. You have helped us to finish this race, and I would rather be with no better relay team than to be with you guys. Thank you.